Welcome back to Third and Long on KCAT Radio. We're back again. More playoff madness. Playoffs? Okay, we're out of the divisional. Or, excuse me, we're into the divisional. Out of the wild card. Wild weekend. There's only one of our teams still in the playoffs, and it's not the team I would have expected at the start of the season. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you.
Are you ready to get shellacked by the Niners, or
I don't think we're gonna get shellacked.
I don't think so. I don't think you get shellacked, but we'll talk about that later. Do you want to talk about some games from last week first off?
I would love to talk about.
Let's get into it. Talk about it. Start it off.
All right, let's start Texans Browns.
Yep.
Insane game. That Texans offensive line looked great. I noticed they ran a lot of play action, which doesn't give them a whole lot of time, but it allows for receivers to get super open. I mean,
CJ Stroud is still young and athletic, so you can run a little play action and get away with it.
The Browns were sloppy. They were so sloppy. So many gaps in their defense. Everything was just it wasn't what they needed it to be.
Well, no, I'd like to correct that. There were not a ton of gaps in their defense. They had tackles, and they were making tackles. However, when they got in the open field, it was just there was nothing exciting.
I saw so many balls drop down to wide open people over the top.
Yeah, they couldn't get beat over the top. But, I mean, in the box, they were fantastic all game. It was just they could not stop C.J. Stroud from throwing the ball all over the place.
C.J. Stroud,
he is him.
He's Randy Marsh.
He is him.
Wheelbarrow Man.
I also said it last week. I said Joe Flacco was a fraud.
You did. I will admit, I thought the Flacco train might have worked. I was taking experience over youth. I have now learned it's probably not a great idea.
His team was playing for him. I don't think he was playing for the team.
I would probably agree.
I think Kiko needs to go knock some sense into this man again.
Oh, jeez. I think Kiko could. Joe Flacco did not look that able-bodied. There was one, I think it was a hit in the first half where he went down to slide and it just looks so ugly.
I saw, another hit with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
There was another late hit. I mean, Josh Allen's a crybaby. His hands went up in the air immediately.
That was. I think the more quarterbacks throw their hands up, the more respect I lose. You cannot be. It's a call.
That's
you're
what I'm
either
saying.
going to get it or you're not.
I think if you're going to cry about it, it's just going to throw you back.
A contact
you lose
sport.
Respect.
If I were a quarterback, I would rather take a hit, wear it, stand up like a man, look over the guy,
get back to the game,
and get moving. If they throw the flag, cool, 15 yards, fine, don't care.
Whoa,
but why?
I hit a fake slide, and then later I got hit when I tried to slide.
Yeah, no, that was stupid.
Guessed?
That was stupid. That really upset me, and I think that Josh Allen is now a crybaby.
He is a crybaby. He always has been a crybaby.
We have the battle of the crybabies coming up then, because Mahomes and okay.
The ref bowl.
Who's gonna win? Or are they just gonna call it a tie?
I actually think they're gonna piece together a team of referees to go play the game. Yeah. And
we're gonna see the first ever 3-team football.
No, we're not.
You mean we're just Chiefs and Bills versus the refs?
Yeah, so they team together. They make it like a collective roster.
I'm cool with that.
And then they just play against referees.
Shirts versus skins, one side.
And then the referees are gonna win 40-0.
They can do better than 40.
Yeah,
they can do better than 40. But okay, so we all admit that the refs were terrible all week.
Not good.
Yeah,
not good. Very bad. Ryan, you agree?
Yeah,
Ryan's here today.
I'm uncovided. By the way,
he's uncovided.
Uncovided.
Congratulations for being alive, Ryan.
I appreciate that.
Love you, buddy. He's in the dark.
Way to earn it.
Way to earn it. I want to move on to Chiefs Miami just to talk about how Miami can't play in the cold, and I think they're, like Zane says, frauds.
Well, their whole game plan was named Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, and guess who didn't play very well?
Tyreek Hill.
That's what's going to happen.
Tyreek played fine. His first half touchdown was solely on him. That was an awful throw by Tua.
Oh, yeah, that was a terrible throw, but that's what Tyreek does.
He played good, but the rest of the team was not there.
Well, you can't play good the whole game if you're the only person that gets the ball.
Yeah, no, Jerry Rice was not the only guy on the field playing well.
They couldn't run, and the Chiefs' offense just scored at will against the Dolphins. They really couldn't stop them. There were so many drops from that offense.
Oh my goodness me! Yeah,
I was really surprised that they were actually airing the ball out.
I have some rushing stats for you guys, by the way.
I would like to hear it.
So, Mostert and A-Chain combined for a total of 42 yards.
Yeah,
that is it.
That ain't gonna work. We'll talk about the Steelers in a minute too about running, and we'll talk about how that didn't work either. But that's not gonna work. How did Pacheco run? Pacheco ran okay.
Yeah, he went for 24 rushes, 89 yards, and a touchdown. So that's not bad.
Like 4 yards. That's not terrible.
He just didn't run much.
It's not Isaiah Pacheco that I know.
Well, you think the rushing stats would be insane for this game, but
Rashid Rice, he went 8 for 130 and a touchdown.
That was more what I was trying to get to. Yes. I mean, the Chiefs look like playoff Chiefs. However, I can't say that they're the Super Bowl favorites. I don't look at them and say those are the guys that are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are on the same page there. Is it like you guys thinking they're going to win it?
No.
Their road's not hard.
What's up?
Their road is not hard to get there.
Well, they're going to go to Buffalo, which has proven to be an issue either way.
I don't think Buffalo's great this
Well,
year.
even if they do
You can
move
say that
on,
all you want.
Even if they okay, we'll talk about this later because I don't want to give away my picks.
That's okay.
We'll talk about
Buffalo Steelers really quick.
Okay. My main point last week
Yes.
was that there was a blizzard and they were going to have to run because it was a snow game. And then the governor of New York cried that it was too snowy and dangerous and they moved the game back.
The issue was they couldn't fly in, right? They couldn't land the plane.
They were talking about the actual roads and
They
how
couldn't
icy they
land
were.
the plane
They
or
hadn't-
drive. There was literally no way into New
Walk
York.
like men.
I agree with that. Carry your bags.
John
and walk
Madden
like
would have
men.
been disappointed.
He would have been disappointed. John Madden took a bus to every game, and they should have done that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're not going to land a plane in a blizzard. I understood that part. I think it's stupid they moved it. I completely agree. Play football like men in a blizzard. We have never canceled a football game because of weather,
Exactly.
except for thunder, which
Yeah.
I kind of understand.
Oh no, we're in the cold and we refuse to build a dome and now
Yeah,
it's
that's
snowy and we
dumb.
can't play.
I know, right? That's why Detroit's smart. They built the dome. I stuttered way through that, but let's move into that game. Yeah, you guys didn't run the ball very well. It's just not going to work.
Other than Mason's one interception, which I think was huge,
Yeah.
we passed the ball great that game.
You did. You did not throw the ball bad.
I said last week that Pickens and Deontay had to be playmakers, and you disagreed with me, and they did. And they were. There was a point in this game we were down by 7, and we had the ball, and there was a 4th down play we threw where I think Pickens got touched a little too much.
Yeah, I agree.
And they
I saw
didn't
that
give
play.
us a penalty on that.
No, they should have. Again,
But
referees
this game was
are
close.
terrible.
It's way closer than the score shows.
Absolutely. I think the score is a little extra. I mean, also, the Steelers were not projected to win a playoff game this year. This was not something that was expected. It was expected to be the Ravens, maybe the Bengals, but you guys were not supposed to be good, and this was a really successful season coming from something that was not supposed to be that good.
Mike Tomlin did say today that we are getting a new OC, not someone within the team, which is big.
What a surprise. No way.
Matt Canada was a quarterback coach for the
He was.
Steelers, and we pulled him up, and that was an awful mistake.
Yes, I think a new OC is going to do you guys very well. But I want to move on to Bucs-Eagles just to trash Eagles fans really quick.
Yeah, their defense looked horrible.
Horrible.
Defensive front, nothing going on. Their zone coverage, god awful.
Man coverage was also terrible, by the way.
It was. They fell apart.
No,
and
horrible.
dude, I saw this. Okay, there was one play. Gosh, wow,
It's been a tough week.
it has been. They handed the ball off to Swift. They were really deep in their own zone.
Yeah.
Cuts back, and Jalen Hurts had the opportunity to make a really nice block.
Yes.
He goes, and the guy just runs right past him.
Yep.
He looks at him, just doesn't even try.
No. There was no fight.
There was a lack of effort. They didn't want to play hard, and I don't think that they deserve to even be in this game.
Ray Lewis said something on the Manning cast, and he was talking. He's like, okay, do they not understand the fact that you can tackle with more than one guy? It's not rugby. You don't have to, go one-on-one with this guy. You can gang up on a dude and tackle him. Apparently, they didn't figure that one out because it was one-on-one every time. The Bucs could run past anyone they wanted, and there was pretty much no...
To mention Baker Mayfield played phenomenally.
I think he is slowly turning his career around. I liked what he did with Carolina last year. I think it was bad, but he figured it out. You don't like Baker
Zane
Mayfield?
hates Baker.
Why don't you
No,
like Baker?
he was overhated. I'm a Baker fan.
Oh, sorry. I said Baker's
he
turning
turned
his
the Browns
career around.
franchise around, and
Why are
they
you
hate
shaking
him.
your head then? I said he turned his career around.
I know. Okay, yeah.
He got banished off the Browns, went to Carolina, then he goes to the Rams, finishes out the season there, comes to the Bucs, and is doing pretty good.
He's found success. I think this is a good place for him.
I really do. I think he can do pretty good things there. I don't know if he's going to be good next game. The Lions' defense is not the Eagles' defense. They have actually played successfully the last couple weeks and held Matt Stafford to a pretty good game, but still got the one. Let's even move into that.
Oh, I would like to add real quick.
Yes, go for it.
Bosa, a couple weeks ago. I don't like the Niners, and I don't like to give him credit.
Yeah.
Bosa said about the Eagles once they beat him, we have set the blueprint, and other teams will use it.
Yes.
And after that, the Eagles barely won any games.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to turn it on. I had them winning last week in my bracket, but I was wrong. And they did figure out the blueprint,
Yeah.
and it is solved.
Yeah, I would really love to know what this blueprint. I mean, honestly, it's stop Jalen Hurts from getting out of the pocket and find a way to put him on the ground. Jalen Hurts
Also,
got
no
hit
A.J.
a
Brown
lot.
is
Yeah,
big.
no
for them.
A.J. Brown was big. They were trying to throw it to Devontae Smith a lot. They were almost trying to force it to him. And that's even one thing I'll add about the Packers. We're going to talk about them later. Packers, you don't have to force it to anybody. You have 7 receivers you can throw it to. There's no need to put it to anybody. Dobbs doesn't need the ball. You can give it to anyone you want. But, I mean, that's way more effective in playoff football than it's going to be trying to find one dude every single time. Just not going to work. But, I mean, good for the Bucs. They got to go play Detroit now. we'll see how that goes. We'll talk about
Have
that later.
fun.
Let's talk about that Detroit game. Yeah, let's talk about that really quick. Puka Nacua had a great game, 181 yards in his first ever playoff game. That guy's fun to watch, and I would love to see him stay on the
Great
Rams.
personality.
Great personality. He all love. Stafford threw for 367. But what I got to say is I'm a Lions fan. I like the Lions. They're my NFC team, so to speak. Should not have won this game. Should not have won this game. If the Rams score touchdowns instead of field goals, it's a clean slate. Their kicker didn't kick a ball over 30 yards.
They didn't play a clean game either. They were playing dirty the entire game.
Yep, I totally agree. I like what Stafford said. Did you see the mic'd up what he said to that hit? He goes, "You're dirty, but that was a nice hit." I'm like, I mean, yeah, it was a good hit.
Stafford's just
super
made of
dirty.
nails.
Yeah.
He's also talking to his boys. Those were his teammates.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you cannot get within 20 yards of a touchdown and kick a field goal 3 times. It's not going to work. And if you look at the score, I mean, we look at box scores all the time. 14-7, 3-0. Lions got worse every single quarter and couldn't seem to turn it back up. They were hanging on at the end of this game, praying the Rams didn't somehow pull something out.
And the Rams didn't find a way. They also didn't do anything in the back half of the game.
I think this game could have been the Rams easily. And I said last week, I picked Detroit. I said, I think Detroit will handle them pretty well. Completely wrong. Detroit did not handle this game very well, and they now have to really shape up to a very red-hot Bucs team. Packers, we even really got to talk about them. They kicked butt. There's nothing to say.
Aaron Jones, how many consecutive games has he broken over 100 yards? I think it's like 4 or 5.
I think it was 6. I think it was 5 or 6. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if
He's
it was 6.
killing it.
Jordan Love, 7
is somebody,
touchdowns in 3
if we
games.
want to win this next game against the Niners, he needs to be healthy.
Yeah.
We need to have Jair back.
Are you going to get A.J. Dillon?
I don't
You
know.
don't need A.J. Dillon.
You don't need A.J. Dillon, but it would be nice. It would be nice to have a power back that can keep you up the middle and kind of make Aaron Jones a little more of an outside
Mr.
threat.
Strongside.
Mr. Strongside. It's a really good nickname, by the way.
It is.
Is that a meme or is that you?
That's me.
It's a pretty good nickname. You might want to put that on a t-shirt.
If you hadn't watched a single game all year and you just watched this weekend,
Super Bowl contenders.
it is hard to say the Packers aren't the best team.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing
absolutely.
about the Packers,
it's hard to say.
the best thing about them being a young team is that every game they're improving on something.
Yes.
Right? It's not like these old guys coming in, they're like, oh, I know what I'm doing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
these
I'm just
old
going to run my
idiots.
routes. These guys are all young. They're all versatile, and they all know how to do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like, Green Bay is reinventing how we run an offense right now.
So I want to piggyback off this. First off, Dallas.
Frauds.
Hey Ryan, how's it going, buddy? How you doing?
Big frauds.
Who's them
saw it
boys
coming.
now? Huh?
I saw it coming. I have a question for Johnny, though. A
Yes.
serious question. How do you guys do this with Jalen Reed, no catches, and Christian Watson, 1 catch? That's what shocked me.
Because we have men named Bo Melton, another man named Aaron Jones,
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The
They have
list
8
goes on.
receivers.
And
They have
Dobbs. Dobbs
nine
went over
receivers.
150.
man at 180 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's just nothing you can do. It doesn't matter if your best guy is having a bag of. I don't even think you guys really need Aaron Jones. He can put up 50 yards, and you guys
But
can
he's-
still throw the ball.
3 touchdowns?
He is a powerhouse.
Yeah, he put up 3 touchdowns.
He does what he needs to do, and
does.
he's great.
He does.
love
I
the
want
man.
to piggyback off that and talk about the Packers-Niners game. I think that's the most. I think them and the Bucs-Lions game are the most
Anticipated games.
anticipated. I want to talk about the Niners really quick. So I personally think that the bye hurts you more than it helps you. You get a week off. Yes, you're healthy, but the Niners were already healthy going into Wildcard. Who was hurt?
McCaffrey was hurt.
Was he?
He had a sprained muscle in his calf or
Okay,
something.
everyone has a sprained something.
He was
at this point.
going to
He would
miss
play
that
in the
game if
wild
they
card.
didn't have a bye, is what was being said.
Okay. Then either way, okay, it helps them. Then why is this even a talk then? Then that makes the 49ers the best team in the NFC, uncontestably.
Because Purdy doesn't know how to play from behind.
That
I
doesn't
believe
matter.
if this Packers team can get a lead early, they can win this game.
It's going to be who wins the kickoff. If the Niners get the kickoff and go down and score a quick 7, it might be a closer game than it is. But if the Packers win and can... Okay.
This offense is okay. The offense is going to produce no matter what. It's the Packers. They're explosive. They're young. They're going to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan Love has been
This is what I
blitzed.
wanna talk about.
Jordan Love has been blitzed more times than any other quarterback in the league this year, and he has done phenomenal.
Yeah, every team has gone with the young quarterback, put him on the ground mentality, and he's done pretty okay. He's thrown off his back foot really well, too.
Yeah, he's killed it. Whereas I cannot say the same about Brock Purdy. If that
Doesn't
man
matter.
gets the slightest amount of pressure, he's
matter.
throwing bad throws.
Doesn't
He's throwing
matter.
interceptions, ground balls. You're getting
Doesn't
turnovers.
matter.
It
Doesn't
does.
matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter. Because guess what? They have the
Doesn't-
best offensive line, in my opinion. They have one of the best offensive line units in the league.
Packers'
They're not
offensive
gonna
line
get
is
touched.
better.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
highest graded
That's
NFL
fine.
O-line
You
in
can
week
say
18.
that. I agree. Stats aside, the Niners' offensive line units worked better all season. McCaffrey can block better than Aaron Jones, in my opinion. In my professional opinion.
In your professional opinion, okay, well, they also don't have Patrick Taylor and all those other guys that we have in our backfield. Our
fine.
backfield is stacked. It's not Christian
I'm
McCaffrey.
not coming at your backfield, Johnny. Listen to what I'm
What-
saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not coming at your backfield. You guys are going to protect Jordan Love very well. There's not an issue with that. But there's no way your defense is stopping them. I don't care if you put Purdy on his butt. You won't have the time. They run under center enough. You're not going to have the chance to get to him. That's Shanahan's mentality all
Watch.
year. Go for it. Who are you
Watch.
going to blitz?
Watch.
Who are you going to send at him? Jair?
I don't
He's not
know.
fast enough. He's not getting to him.
That's for them to figure out. All that I know is that we are going to do good, and I'm going to.
You're on a sports podcast.
I am going
Who are
to.
they blitzing?
DeAndre Campbell.
Devondre Campbell's going to be on Christian McCaffrey the whole game. I
Fine.
guarantee you that.
That's fine. I will take McCaffrey. on
Purdy's
that.
favorite target when he gets pressured is to find McCaffrey and throw a little dump down to
Yeah,
him. If
and
that's
guess what?
not there,
it
he
works
doesn't
so
look good.
well. It
I know.
works so well. You want to know why? Because he's the best running back in the league.
He is, by far.
Yes, that's uncontestable. We can agree on that. I would put Aaron Jones second in the playoffs, though. I'd say out of these teams, Aaron Jones is 2.
Aaron Jones is the best running back in the playoffs currently.
Next time.
Yes.
That's just incorrect. He had a great game. Incorrect. Come
Might-
down to earth. Come down to earth with the normal people. Let's assess this like normal
Watch.
people.
Come
It
talk
might
to me
be the
next
Lions'
week.
backs.
I'm not saying
Just
that
come-
I'm not saying the Packers won't win this. Don't shush
talk
me.
to me next week.
Don't shush me on a podcast.
I'll
Don't do that.
take David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs over Aaron Jones.
I can't disagree with Jameer Gibbs. The guy's
Jameer
so good.
Jameer Gibbs is a name that I'm not going to say absolutely not to.
Oh, but he's not. But he won't. He won't. He'll argue Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey's coming off of an injury. I think that we're going to do good.
He's come off injuries before. I'm totally fine with that.
And he's also gone back out off of them.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
He hasn't missed a single game this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not
what you're
this year.
talking
Remember when he
about.
tore his
I know.
ACL after coming back?
Wow, he tore
was
his ACL
real quick.
Crazy.
You know something about
Freak
that.
injury. You know something about that, don't you? How easy was it for you to tear your ACL?
Just keep going.
Let's go Bucks Lions really quick. So I have Detroit. However, given the last game, I can see where the Bucks would come through and just take these guys to town. And I can't say that this is not an upset warning in the making.
I'm so conflicted on this one.
I know, right?
I don't know
Because
what
you think
to
the Lions
choose.
are going to play really good, but given last game, it's like, what do you really want from them?
This
I
Bucks
think-
team has nothing to lose and wants to air it out.
Yep.
And that's scary.
That is scary.
I think that the Bucks team is going to come in with a head of steam.
Yeah.
Right? They're hot after last week. I think that their win was personally giving them a lot more momentum than Detroit's did.
Absolutely. No doubt about that.
I think that they're in a good spot and they're going to produce when they get into
So I feel like this game comes down to what do you value more, seasonal experience or momentum? If you value momentum, the Bucks are an easy win on this game. If you value season and the whole collective group, Lions are probably taking it. And it's really going to come down to how that works. If the Lions can play as a team, figure out how to keep scoring and keep being consistent throughout the game, I don't think it's going to be that close. But the Bucks are really explosive. The Bucks are playing with 50 yards of room always. There is no play they will run that will be with 20 yards short. They're going to run obviously some short plays, but they're airing it a lot, as Zane said. That's terrifying. Getting beat over the top would be my biggest fear as the Lions.
And their running back situation, their running backs produced last
Oh,
game.
they're
They
doing
didn't-
fine.
Yeah,
Their running
they
game
can
is
move the ball
totally
on the
good.
ground. They can move it through the air, and they will.
What I will say is, though, Mike Evans needs to stop dropping the football.
The man started playing football in college.
I know. He needs to stop dropping the football, though, after his 10-year NFL career. He should probably start learning how to catch in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Because
he probably should.
Baker was throwing him some good balls that were for 15, 20-yard gains, and he's just bonk.
For the Bucks here, if you're able to stop Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is the ball going to?
I mean, that's when you look for Jameer Gibbs. You look for,
Laporta.
yeah, there we go. Thank you. I was looking for the name, Laporta. But, I mean, that's going to be what it's going to be. I don't know how that's going to fare.
I'm pretty certain in games where Amon-Ra is held below 40 yards, they lose most of them.
Yes. That's what I'd be scared of if I'm the Lions fan. We have to throw the ball well. That's might not
The game
happen.
plan is simple. It's just
So
can it be done?
who do we got picks? Brian, you included. Who do you got?
I have the Lions on this one, but close. 3-point game, 20-17.
Okay, I'm in the same boat there. 2017 Lions. What do you got?
I got Bucks winning it. I don't have a score written down. I just feel like it's going to be a very close game.
This game's gonna be.
The Bucks proved me wrong last week, and I think I'm riding with them.
I like the 2-2 split. I'm okay with it. This is
Close
my
game,
upset
though.
warning.
Close
though.
game.
Close game. Let's go Chiefs Bills really quick. The worst game in my opinion to watch out of all of these four. I'm not looking forward to this game.
You mean the one
I
NFL's
just-
hyping the most?
Yes, and I don't like it.
I just don't think I'm going to watch it.
I don't think I will either.
I
Honestly,
think I might find a better use of my time.
I'll have
Maybe.
to watch it for you, too.
Watch it for us. Give us the report.
I'll watch the highlights.
Both these teams were so good at the start of the season, but they have no momentum. They have no hype. They're not explosive. There's nothing there.
I don't want to watch the Crybaby Bowl.
I don't want to watch the Crybaby Bowl either. They've both lost their things. I don't want to see Taylor Swift every 5 minutes.
But she was doing the swag serve. Come on.
Wow. That's just the most exciting thing I've ever heard. No, I can't get it. I'm going to go Bills because I picked them in my bracket. I'll say Buffalo just because they're at home.
I'm siding with Buffalo.
Why
here.
not?
I just think that Josh Allen's going to be
I
better.
refuse to. They looked bad.
They
I
did,
don't
but
like
the
them.
Chiefs didn't look much better. Even though they won, they
did.
still
They
were
crushed.
just. They crushed. That doesn't matter. They played Miami at home. That's not a test. That's not a challenge, in my opinion.
I think they pull this game out.
Fair enough. Ryan, what do you got?
I'll be the odd one out. I got the Chiefs 1 point, 28-27.
Okay, so it's
2-2.
yep, 2-2 again. I'm okay with that. Also, circle these down just so we can get them.
Texans, Ravens?
Yeah. So this is the game I predicted Cleveland was going to go through. I will stick with the upset and say Texans are going to win this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I'm talking about. And I mentioned this before. The bye doesn't help you. Yes, you get time, you get to prep, but it's a lot of time sitting on your butt. You lose momentum. The Ravens are now old news as far as like how good they're going to be, and I just don't think that they're going to have the willpower to beat the Texans. Texans are so red hot right now.
The Texans are great. Their defense is firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
There's little to no gaps in their defense inside the box. They're a very strong team fundamentally.
Absolutely.
I don't think that Lamar Jackson's going to be able to get out of the pocket and make a whole bunch of things happen.
No.
I don't think that their pass game downfield is going to work. No. They're going to have to run it up the middle, and even then, I don't think they're going to produce that great.
The only thing the Texans can do to lose this game is let Lamar have an MVP style game.
Yes.
If they let him torch them, they're going to lose.
They just need to contain
He's
him the
not
whole
the
game.
MVP.
He's not the MVP, but I'm saying if he had his MVP 2019 style game, where he's just running all over the place, runs for 100 yards, throws for 200, if you let him do that, he'll probably beat you. But if you can keep him close on the ground and not let him air out too many passes, you should probably be okay.
The main reason they beat the Browns, that game was very close up to a point
Yep.
until back-to-back drives with the pick six.
Yeah.
The defense clutched up big.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're able to do that against this Ravens. Lamar really doesn't throw interceptions.
Yeah, but he's also not going to throw it a lot. I can't imagine they're going to try to air it out against the Texans defense who just had 2 picks.
That team played really good
Yeah.
against another pretty decent team as far as airing the ball out goes.
Well, okay, let's leave and take the Texans Brown game. Let's close it to the first half. Second half got way out of hand.
Yeah.
Let's take
Yeah.
first half Texans Browns. Texans killed it on defense, and the Browns kind of didn't do much. And that's what I kind of want to see from them when they play the Ravens.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Predictions?
let's take a look at the overall brackets here.
I don't even have those out.
It's okay. So Texans.
Texans, yeah.
Texans.
It's got to be the Ravens.
Okay. Ravens. Or
Ravens.
Texans,
I'm
bud?
with the Ravens.
All right, so we're split 2-2 again. If Buffalo or Kansas City, so it's going to be Buffalo or Kansas City against against Houston or the Ravens. I can't see if Baltimore wins. I can't see them losing to either Kansas City or Buffalo.
Yeah.
Do you really think the Texans are better than the Chiefs and the Bills?
Oh no, I said Baltimore. If Baltimore beats
Oh,
if the Baltimore
that's right.
beats the Texans, they're in the Super Bowl, in my opinion. I don't think.
But you're saying they're going to lose this game to the Texans.
yes.
I think that the Texans.
believe in momentum.
I think that if the Texans win this game, they're in the Super Bowl.
God, I hate saying that.
I do too.
It feels
but
so weird.
Wouldn't
their team is fire. They're just working so good. Nico Collins is doing great. Everybody's playing great.
wouldn't the Chiefs or the Bills have momentum getting up to that point also?
They might, but I still okay. We'll obviously assess that when it gets there. But as of right now, I think Texans are the most red hot team there, and I think they're the odd one out. They're the only team that's so unproven they have something to go for. The Kansas City and Buffalo's looked like the same old news for the last 5 weeks.
I think
Their corners for the Chiefs have been way better this year than any year past.
Yeah,
and their
but,
defense has been a lot better.
Yeah,
I
and
think
where
they
their
can
defense
stop
has
the
done better,
Ravens.
their offense is struggling.
For sure. But
So
I think
it's like you're just taking one thing for another. I just don't see it.
it's like spending your AP points, saying you take them from one place and put them in another.
Yeah, it just doesn't help you. I would love to look at if San Francisco wins in the NFC, do you think they beat Detroit or Tampa?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's either
They
Green
for
Bay. I think it's
sure-
Green Bay or San Francisco in the Super Bowl.
I would agree with you there.
they for sure beat Tampa. I don't know about Detroit.
Maybe Detroit has a chance. I think if Green Bay, oh my God, please,
Green Bay and
Please
Detroit.
let
If that's,
Green Bay win.
if that's a game, Green Bay Detroit, I think that's going to be a very interesting game.
That's toss up, flip a coin.
Exactly.
Division games, third
Exactly.
time they're playing, flip it.
yeah,
I don't
it
care.
doesn't matter who's hot, who's cold.
Nope,
it doesn't
flip
matter.
it. Doesn't matter. They've seen each other enough times. The matchups are set. just hands off, let a great football game go. That's what I'm hoping for. Otherwise, I'd be cool seeing San Francisco Detroit just for some fun.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is going to be some wild football.
Very excited.
I'd like to see some underdogs get going.
I'd love to see the underdogs get going too,
It'd
Matt.
be pretty fun. Because then the Packers win. I'm not against the Packers. I just think you guys might lose.
Packers Lions would be a great game.
That would be a
in the playoffs.
fantastic game.
Divisional.
All right. What do you got, Johnny?
Well, with that being said, make sure to tune in next week for our not division. It is divisional, right?
No, it'll be conference championship.
Conference
week.
championship. Make sure to tune in for the conference championship game. Hope to see you guys there.